Chris, do you feel, in what feels like an election campaign already, that politicians are actually able to concentrate on big issues?
I don't think they are. I think they're preoccupied typically with short-termism, and that isn't prevalent just in the election campaign when it comes to addressing our climate breakdown and biodiversity loss. That's prevalent there much of the time. It's not an issue that can be solved in 5 years' terms of office. They've got to think bigger picture, they've got to think longer term, and they've got to think serious investment now, and that's what gives us concern.
Well, you've made a huge part of your life's work campaigning on climate. I believe you're also trying to take the government to court over their backtracking, what you would describe that.
I am taking them to court, and I've won the opportunity for judicial review on backtracking on those 3 policies that you mentioned.
So Claire gave perhaps a taste of what her defence might be to you in court, but what did you think of what she said this morning?
Well, look, our government's policies at the moment are not only cooking the planet, they're justifying that by cooking the books. She is saying that we're ahead in all of our targets. That's not actually the case. It's the way that that data is presented and analysed.
Government perhaps is trying to give people a bit more room to breathe.
Couple of things. They're giving people, as they need at this point in time, room to breathe. What about their children? What about their grandchildren? And if they can't afford that, and of course there are many people who can't afford that, what we need is a just transition over a period of time so that that can become affordable. But what wasn't mentioned in any of these conversations is the grotesque profits that are being made by our energy companies, the oil companies and the gas companies, at a time when there's a very high degree of volatility in that market, which has driven the cost of living crisis. And had we not cut the green crap 13 years ago, we would have been far ahead when it comes to renewables, which are much cheaper than oil and gas and much more resilient when it comes to pricing. What about the ordinary people of the global south that has just suffered the hottest year ever, where their crops have failed? There have been extensive wildfires. What about
Where's the evidence that any
there?
of that is connected to carbon emissions?
It doesn't come from Toby Young's Daily Septic, which is basically put together by a bunch of professionals with close affiliations to the fossil fuel industry. It comes from actually something called science.